Quilting a starburst design is a great way to add straight lines but still have the look of a flower. I love it. Hey guys, welcome back to Frances Quilts. Well, today we're going to be adding a little bit more to this simple charity quilt that we've been working on over the last few weeks. Today we're going to be tackling the triangles in this border. Now, my original thought was I wanted to do some daisy-like things, you know, with lots of petals and lots of curves because it's spring and I'm ready, and so I wanted to do a little springy thing in there. But then I looked at it and realized that these lines that are leading into it are all squared. They're all straight lines. So maybe I need to stick with some straight lines going into that final triangle there. So I'm going to do a daisy type design, but the petals are going to be squared off. Let's go see how it works. In my intro, I said I was going to be quilting kind of petal shapes but squared off. I realized if I quilt them all from a central point like this, it actually looks more like the rays coming off of a sunrise or a sunset. So with that in mind, let's go. I'm going to start with my needle in the base of my triangle right here in the middle. I'm going to quilt out here. I'm going to quilt over, straight line over like this, and then I'm going to quilt back to that point. And then the next one, I'm going to echo slightly this line, previous line that I did. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to parallel this seam right here and come back. So it's going to end up having that starburst sort of look to it as we go. I don't know how many I'm going to do on each side. They may not be the same number on each side. I will just see how that feels. I have decided to do this without a ruler. I could obviously get my lines super straight if I did it with a ruler, but those are short lines. I should be able to quilt those fairly straight. All right, let's go. First line is going to be from here to some point one side of this center up in here, and I'm going to come across here and then back down. Let's do that first. Okay, across, and now I'm going back down to that point that I started from. Okay, next stitch is going to parallel this line. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to parallel this one right here. Honestly, that's probably the most important line to keep straight, is the parallel along here and then back down. Let's do another one. And there's room for one more to squeeze in there. This time I may follow the outside line first. We'll see. Okay, that looks good. Let's do the other side. I like how that looks. I'm using a lighter color thread so that you guys can see it, but also I think it will show the pattern up better on that orange fabric. I think that's looking good. Let's do another one. One thing before we move, I do get a little bit of thread buildup right in here, but I'm just not too worried about that. I don't think it's going to be what people see when they look at it. I think they're going to see this radiating sunburst design. didn't end up with as many in there. I kind of like that better, so I may try to make them all a little bit larger going forward. But you know what? If they're all different, I don't really care. One thing that I've learned as I've done a couple of these is one way to help some of this thread build up in here is to not linger when you get there. So when I'm quilting along here and I do this one and I'm coming back, as I'm getting to this point again, I want to know exactly where I'm going next so that I don't have to sit there and let the machine stitch up and down 2 or 3 times while I wait. I'm going to immediately then start the next one and go out. And that really helps tremendously with that thread build up. Let's see if we can do it on this one. Few stitches just to tack it down. Now as I'm heading back, I know where I'm going next. I'm going to take the next stitch, I'm going to say hit that center and come back out again. Again, hit the center and back. We're not going to sit there and think about it while we're in that position. If we need to think about what we're doing next, we're going to stop here and think about it here and then keep going. Center and back out. A few stitches going back in to lock them in place. That's a whole lot less thread buildup than I had in the first one. Wow, I don't know about you, but I really like how that looks. Well, that was fast and easy, which, as you all know, is what I love to do. I also am very excited about how these lines here, these straight lines, are echoing some of these lines in through here, but at the same time, it's still giving that idea that there's a little bit of movement to it. And that's what I love about doing a starburst design. We're getting close to finishing this quilt. I've got to figure out now what to do in some of these borders. I'm thinking I might do a little grid work or something like that. Just have to make that decision and get in here and get started on it. If you enjoyed today's video or learned something from it, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time on Frances Quilts. Remember, if you like what you've seen, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please check out my website and daily blog at francesquilts.com, and I can be found on Facebook and Instagram at Frances Quilts. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope to see you again soon.